Hello everybody, my name is Matt. This is the toy department. This is a test video just to get used to YouTube. And if you see this, give it a like and a follow, and we will be doing a lot more videos, and I will give you a walkthrough of the store here. Here we have some NECA stuff, some modern superpowers, some NECA and some Walking Dead stuff, some Knight Riders, Green Lantern, some NECA life-size props, Jason mask, Freddy gloves. We have some superhero stuff. We have our superhero display case. Today is Father's Day, so we are doing 10% off everything in the store. All of our figures are 100% original. We do not use anything repro. The bottom shelf here has some DC and Marvel Build-A-Figures. And then we just have the rest of this aisle is some random superhero, turtles, potato heads, anything superhero kind of gets put over in this area. And then that leads into our Lego section, which I'll get to in a minute. But over here on the other side, we start off with our Funko Pops. Then it moves into our carded NECA section. My apologies if I'm going too fast here. This is my first time doing this. Some Walking Dead figures. NECA Predators. We're starting to get low on those. It's about time for a restock. Then we get into our Marvel section. We have some Marvel Universe 3.75 figures. Some old Toy Biz figures. Some reactions. More Marvel Toy Biz. Then we move into our Marvel Legends area. We just have a few Toy Biz Legends left and some new Hasbro Legends. Some retro Toy Biz Marvel guys up there, and then the new Hasbro retro guys. Couple Power Rangers items. We don't have very much Power Rangers right now, but who knows when we'll get them in. This moves into our DC section. Some multiverse figures. Some DC Direct stuff. DC Universe superheroes. And then some old classic Kenner Batman. All kinds of superhero stuff. And then we have just a little bit of wrestling figures. Some old Jakks Pacific Bone Crushers. Some new Mattel stuff. We don't have any Jakks Classic Superstars right now. They seem to sell out pretty fast whenever we get them in. And that's that section. And that moves into we have a few South Park figures, and then that moves into our G.I. Joe section, which I'll get back to. Over here in our Lego stuff, we have box sets up on top. Most of these are factory sealed, brand new. If they're not, they're marked that they've been opened. A bunch of Ninjago stuff, Star Wars, Lego. And back into some superhero stuff for the rest of that shelf. Then our Lego display case. We have tons of minifigures. These two bins are $5 each or less. We've got some empty spots. That means some stuff sold yesterday. Some more. All these minifigures are all priced individually. And there we got the Big Bang Theory set. The original Lego castle from 1979. Some superhero minifigures, some Batman sets and Marvel sets. And some classic town sets. That takes us into our G.I. Joe section, which is pretty bare right now because the G.I. Joe convention is next week. So we will be restocking this majorly once the convention's over. There we have some Sideshow 12-inch G.I. Joes. Some box stuff. Here's our main G.I. Joe display case. We have some really nice carded guys, some AFA gradeds, Baroness, Cobra Commander, Scrap Iron. The back row is not graded, but they're still nice carded figures. Tomax and Zaymot carded. Some of our loose figures. Again, this will be restocked heavily after JoeCon. Some more new stuff. Whole set of Python Patrol figures carded there for $430. Some Red Laser custom figures. Then we go to our other display case, which we have crash test dummies on the bottom. Some G.I. Joe vehicles. The G.I. Joe Serpentor's air chariot right there. An AFA graded snake armor. A sealed in box Vamp 2. Again, this will get a major overhaul once JoeCon's over with. And then we have some Sideshow G.I. Joe statues. And that moves us into our Star Wars section. This is a little bit of a mixture of modern and vintage. Bunch of boxed vehicles. Back up to the top here, we have a couple Sideshow statues. Some Legacy Falcon right there and a Legacy AT-AT. Then our vintage display case. Looks like it got hit pretty hard yesterday from our sale. Lots of awesome vintage stuff in there. Then we go into the Masters of the Universe case. There's some Remco knockoffs down in this corner. Some Micro Machines, some Cops figures, Muscle Men, She-Ra and Masters vehicles. Some He-Man classics back there and a tray of loose ones. Oversized Gentle Giant He-Man right there. These are all vintage He-Man figures, all 100% complete with original accessories. Some anniversary reissues up there in the corner. Some 2000X figures, some NECA Stactions, and some $6 Million Man figures in the background there. Up on top of there we have a few 2000Xs, some classics. We have a Castle Grayskull, original complete. We have a life-size Gentle Giant R2-D2. This is our meager Hot Wheels and die-cast area. We don't really carry very much of that stuff just because we don't really have the room for it. Some Care Bears. I'll turn back around here. We got a end cap of Star Wars on the bottom. Loose figure bins. Each of these bins is a different toy line. Got Barnyard Commandos. We got vintage Ninja Turtles, Pirates of Darkwater, Rambo. We have a Strawberry Shortcake house with original box. That takes us into our Transformers area. This is our Generation 1 display case. A few cool vintage knockoffs there. Some Computer Warriors, GoBots. An original Fortress Maximus back there. Bunch of G1 stuff. Gigantic Scorponok right there. That, I know it's hard to see, but there is an actual Menasor gift set back there. Not a knockoff. Up top we have some boxed reissues, an original Triptychon in the box. Titans Return Fortress Maximus, both loose and boxed. Our next display case has some third-party Transformers, Masterpiece, a couple G1s, some G2s, more Masterpiece. Again, my apologies if I'm going too fast. Just getting used to this. Some Rock Lords. Some more third-party, some Gundams. A Godiken back there in the corner. And some BotCon figures. And that takes us into our boxed and loose area. Got some box stuff on the bottom, and these are all loose complete Transformers. Mostly modern stuff, no G1 stuff in there. I think I showed all that stuff. We have a giant Titanfall mech suit. It's got a 6 scale figure inside of it, I believe. 6-inch figure, not 6 scale. Some more Transformers. Miscellaneous vintage stuff. Inhumanoids. Newer Voltron up there. Maddie Voltron stuff. Black Star. Voltron Castle of Lions. Thundercats Cat Slayer. Next shelf is some Black Hole, Baymax, Get Along Gang, right there, still in their original packages. Strawberry Shortcake, Kenner Fast 111s. These were Kenner's answer to Hot Wheels. I don't remember ever seeing them in stores, but we've got them. Some actual lunch boxes from the 80s. Some girls' toys, Strawberry Shortcake. Some minis, some Care Bears, Monchichis, a couple Gundam models, and then into some Star Trek stuff, some more Strawberry Shortcake, some RC cars on the cheap, Sky Commanders, Star Trek Matchbox Connectables, and a few Transformers. And that takes us into our display case of vintage goodness. On top, we've got Shogun Godzilla. Another Shogun back there in the back. Robotech SDF-1, Mr. T, Pee Wee Herman, Ghostbusters, AFA graded. Yeah. Inside, we have a Kraken. Some Buck Rogers. All kinds of cool stuff in this case. Indiana Jones. I just got a text message. There we have some Battle Beasts. Some A-Team figures. Some over-the-top guys. Some D&D figures. There's so much goodness in this case. Here we got Centurions. A Power Lords guy. Into some Ghostbusters. That's a Voltron tank. We got some more Ghostbusters. These are all loose complete Ghostbusters in these trays. We have some boxed mask vehicles. Battlestar Galactica, Robotech, Jurassic Park, Shogun Warriors, Japanese robots, all kinds of stuff. Back to our front end cap. Currently it has starting lineups, Exo Squad, Star Trek, some Mezco 112s. There we got Yellow Suit Daredevil, Captain America, Green Arrow, and Superman. Hasbro Black Series TIE Fighter, some Sideshow statues, Sideshow 12-inch Bib Fortuna, some Stranger Things 3-packs, Indiana Jones San Diego Comic-Con box set. There's our pop wall again. Over here we have 2 giant bins of 6-inch figures. It started off being superheroes, but it's now a mixture of a little bit of everything 6-inch. We put in 40 plus DC guys from like Multiverse, DC Classics, all kinds of stuff like that recently. Here we have a Clone Wars store display. Some random mini stuff, some Mad Balls, blind boxes, Simpsons, tub of Masters of the Universe beaters for $4 each. Our front door. Our front display case, we have some Jason and Freddy stuff, some Pacific Rim guys in there, some Ultimates. We have Nintendo games, all individually priced. Next display case, we have a Gem Rio doll. He has his original JCPenney shipper box underneath there. They just slid that over the doll and sent him. We have a vintage My Little Pony, a mail-away pony, some strawberry shortcakes there, some vintage slot cars, a couple different scales there. We have some Mark's Knights, a couple Trek figures, some Space 1999 guys. There's a vintage Turtle 4-pack back there. I don't know if you can see that or not. Then we have some Stretch Wrestlers. Both of those are brand new in the boxes. Behind the front counter, we have some comics over there, some books. We have a Green Ghost game, Master Replica Luke Blue Saber, and a Hasbro Green Luke Saber. 301 Punch Man, Gentle Giant 12-inch Stormtrooper, some classic Turtles there with the fan club mail-away papers. The BotCon box set behind those Turtles, Voltron set, reissue Turtle, some Sideshow 12-inch Star Wars, some 3-0 Turtles from the newer movies, a couple more Ghostbuster things there, some supplies. We do carry supplies now, and that moves us into our modern Star Wars section. Let me back up here so I can get all of this in. This is all modern Star Wars. Vintage Collection, Black Series, Force Awakens, Last Jedi. Everything back to the 90s. A couple better figures up on top. Darth Plagueis, Target 3-pack. And that moves us into just some more modern stuff. Star Trek, Transformers, package stuff. He-Man 2000X figures. All kinds of goodness. Some vintage Ninja Turtles here. The few starting lineups we have left. I opened all the rest of them. vintage turtles, some Kenner aliens and Kenner predators, crash test dummies, Kenner Terminator figures, Spawn figures. Our owner Chris loves Spawn. Small soldiers. Lots of 90s goodness on this wall. That gets us into our Playmates Star Trek section. These pegs are jam-packed full of Star Trek. 7 to 8 figures per peg. And they're all $4 to $5 each. VR Troopers, Supernaturals, X-Files, Bill and Ted's, some Modern Turtles, Robotech figures, The Tick, Jurassic Park, Avatar, Kenner Glamour Gals, Chuck Norris, Dune, some Jurassic Parks up there, Star Wars neon sign from the 90s. That's our owner's Chris's I don't want to sell it price. Some Kodobokaya First Order Troopers. And this is our prototype display case. Just going to go over that real quick. And that'll be it for now.